get the best graphics and audio settings possible for Call of Duty Warzone. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to start at the top of the graphics section and then work our way down. All right, the first one is going to be the display mode, which we're going to set that to full screen. Guys, remember to drop a like on the video and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when we post these videos, because we will be posting more Call of Duty Warzone videos. All right, so the first few settings are pretty self-explanatory, so you should be able to find everything. Obviously, sync every frame, we want to have that disabled. And then if you notice back up the top where it was render resolution, I had that set to 100. The NVIDIA highlights, you guys can leave that enabled if you have an NVIDIA graphics card. On the display gamma, I have that set to the default, which is 2.2. Texture resolution is set to high on my settings as well. And I find that that works really well for me. No problems there. Texture filter anisotropic is set to normal. So this basically improves your texture quality. I had no issues there. I have my particles quality set to high. No issues with particle quality set to high. Now, it will depend on your graphics card settings. Bullet impacts and spray, obviously I have that enabled because I want to see where my bullets are hitting. So tessellation, I do have that set to near. If you set it to the max settings, you'll need to make sure that you have a graphics driver that'll be able to support it. Right now, near works out well for me. All right, shadow map resolution, I have that set to low. Don't care too much about shadows. In fact, most of the games I play, I turn shadows off, so I don't want to see them at all because it just drains down the settings. All right, let's go ahead and scroll down a little bit more. This one is the cache spot shadows. I have that disabled. That was actually disabled by default. And then the cache sun shadows, I have that as disabled as well. I find that anything that helps reduce whatever's getting stored in your cache helps game performance. Particle lighting, I have that set to high. I definitely want to see as much particles as I can. So yeah. DirectX ray tracing, I have that set to disabled. And ambient occlusion, I have that set disabled as well. Now, I did notice that many of these settings were based off of the anti-aliasing setting, which I currently have set to SMAA1X. And essentially, when I tried to set it higher, I was starting to get some stutter and some jitters. So I set it back down to SMAA1X. So there's the other settings here, the T2 and the filmic, but for me, the SMAA1X was fine. Depth of field, I have disabled, so I don't want any blurriness to occur, so I kind of want all the blurriness to disappear. Filmic strength, I have this set to 1.0, which was the default if you're using SMAA. And then the keys are world motion blur. I have that set disabled, and weapon motion blur I also have disabled because I don't want any blur. It might be good for the view, but I don't like it at all. Film grain, I have set to 0. So I don't want any type of film grain. I don't want any type of those little dots to appear on the screen. All right, and with that, we can go ahead and switch to audio. I'll apply the settings here, and then we can start to take a look at audio. Now, audio is kind of funny. I chose home theater. I saw a bunch of people recommending boost and boost low, but for me, they didn't work very well. So I think this is going to be partial to what you like and what you think you hear better. So you'll have to go ahead and do some trial and error with the audio mix settings. For me, I settled on home theater mode, which worked well. Master volume, I have set to 60. My particular setting, I have a mixer hooked up. So with my settings, it's easier to control. So master volume is 60, music volume is 0, dialogue volume is 35, and effects volume is 35. So I find that those settings for me worked well. So you may have to do some trial and error. Now, Juggernaut music, I have set disabled. I don't really need to hear any of that. And then the hit marker sound effects, I obviously have it set to the modernized Modern Warfare hit marker sound effects. The voice chat I have enabled, and I have the push to talk enabled. Obviously, I don't want people to hear the background noise that's going on. The volume chat I have set to 100, and microphone volume I've set to 100, mainly because I control these on my mixer. So I have an output that comes out on the mixer so I can hear that from there. So in any case, those are the audio settings that I have. Let's go ahead and test the audio settings a little bit just so you can hear.
Let's go, Sergeant. Engage! Engage!
All right, so those are the audio settings. Let's go ahead and jump into a game and see how these graphic settings look. All right, so as to not confuse things, I'm going to jump into a practice game just so I have more control over the surroundings.
Using your chute lets you glide away from everyone else. You'll get on the ground late. You're clear to engage all targets. Search inside the buildings for weapons and ammo. Listen for the hum of nearby supply boxes. Red dots on the minimap show the location of nearby enemies. Grab some armor plates. Now hunt them down. Well done. The upper right part of your HUD shows how many enemies remain. Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone. Cash can be used at buy stations to buy kill streaks and other special items. Cash can be used at buy stations to buy kill streaks and other special items. Targets remain standing. Sort them out. A helicopter will provide extraction for the last survivor. Cash can be used at buy stations to buy kill streaks and other special items. closing in.
What's the reload?
Gas is moving in. Safe zone located. Grab some armor plates. Five remain. Ready. Your window's closing fast. Only 3 left. One enemy remaining. Grab some armor plates. Gas moving in. Made it through and took the win. Well done. Job's done. Good to see you, mate. Extraction's inbound. Stand by.
All right, so with that ends that game, and I think the graphic setting worked well for me. Didn't have any jitters or any stutters whatsoever, and I'm out. Guys, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video.